You know, they tried to write Mary Magdalene out of the story because she was too alive, too fierce, too desiring, too unwilling to kneel before anyone else's version of God. And when a human wakes up to the truth that they're not a servant of divinity, but a living extension of it, that's when control structures start to sweat. Church, government, dogma, none of them can leash someone who knows the voltage running through their own veins. It's like electricity. You can try to bottle it in doctrine, but it will still arc through the air, toward whatever conductor dares to be honest. So here's the first pattern. The passionate, creative, desiring feminine principle, the field that births form from nothing, was never the enemy of God. It was the mechanism of God remembering itself. Electricity is the single force. Everything else, gravity, magnetism, light, it's the echo. Think about that for a second. Consciousness itself as a current, polarities oscillating, the one appearing as two so it can dance. Every thought you have, it's a mini electric storm collapsing into coherence. Every desire is an electromagnetic surge calling form into resonance. When you deny your own voltage, when you shut down passion, creativity, or intuition, you short-circuit the very field that you're made of. You become manageable, predictable, safe. And that's when the system pats you on the head and calls you good. Well, fuck that. Be conductive. Imagine your life as a triangle. One vector projects outward, intention. One draws inward, receptivity. And where they meet, reality crystallizes. That intersection is you, the observer, collapsing the wave into matter. Every emotion, every belief, every word you speak alters the angle of that triangle. Change the angle, you change the universe that forms around you. So when Mary Magdalene stood there unapologetically embodied, she was doing more physics than every philosopher in Rome. She was an instrument of harmonic collapse. Now here's the sneaky science part. Neurons fire in recursive feedback loops. Electric recursion. When you imagine something vividly enough, your nervous system, it rehearses it as real. It lays down myelin, like a devotion chant. That's not spirituality, it's neuroplasticity in prayer form. So when you say, I'm divine, your brain's pattern recognition system, it adjusts your sensory filters to find evidence of divinity. When you say, I'm small, you literally blind yourself to anything bigger. Belief isn't philosophy, it's the software of perception. And yes, the karmic feedback is physics. Every cause seeks its effect to balance the waveform. Ignore your creative single long enough, and the static builds until it burns your circuits out as symptoms, depression, apathy, addiction, self-doubt. Listen to it, express it, and the current stabilizes again. There's a story of a village where everyone carried lamps, but forgot they were connected to the same generator. They argued over whose light was holier, built temples around their own bulbs, and declared darkness sinful. Then one woman laughed and pulled the plug, and in that blackout they finally saw the stars. That's what remembering feels like. Not brighter, but vaster. So, see the system, the church, the school, the algorithm, all structures that fear your unfiltered frequency. Notice your own micro habits. Every time you silence your intuition, you reinforce the control grid in miniature. What do you actually value? Freedom, love, contribution, beauty. Use those values as navigation coordinates. They're emotional algorithms that reroute attention toward coherence. From that place, rapport with others isn't manipulation, it's resonance alignment. You pace their rhythm until the field harmonizes. Then you lead with vibration, not argument. That's leadership through physics, not persuasion. Follow this pattern, yes, it'll cost you. You'll outgrow approval. You'll lose the comfort of being easily categorized. You'll become allergic to bullshit. But you'll gain something terrifying and holy. The ability to stand in your own current. To speak from the charged silence behind all creation. And to know when you act from coherence, the universe reorganizes around your waveform. Ignore it. Life will keep whispering through failure, illness, heartbreak. Not as punishment, but as recalibration. The current will find a way to flow again. Mary Magdalene wasn't written out. She was written within. In the code of every human who's ever felt too alive for the script. Every time you create desire, speak truth, or refuse to kneel to fear, you resurrect her, not as myth, but as electric fact. So breathe, conduct, remember. You're not here to worship light, you're here to become it. Through the messy, magnificent circuitry of being human.